I made a lot of videos thus far kind of showcasing some art that I'm doing for my USC portfolio. Whether I get in or not, we'll see, but I've been trying to manifest it, trying to work towards that goal. If it doesn't happen, it'd be kind of embarrassing because I made like so much content around that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But today, I thought it'd be really fun to share a bit about how I create art in general. And whenever I'm on YouTube and see portfolio videos, I love when people talk about their own experiences and what led to them making a specific piece. And so today, while I explain the process of how I made this piece, I'm also going to be explaining the story behind it. Honestly, kind of nervous for this video because it does talk about like people in my life that it's just me, so that's kind of like not the best part. I'm rambling so much, but we should just get into the video. First of all, when I create portfolio pieces, I always create thumbnail sketches of what I want to do. This piece originally started with me wanting to comment on white validation. Now, I grew up in a community that was surrounded by people who looked like me. There were a lot of Southeast Asian people in my community, and I never really had a problem with feeling like my race didn't make me fit in. And when I went onto sports teams, they were mainly consistent of Caucasian people, and I became the minority, like most Asians in America. And so when I was in that environment, I oftentimes submitted myself to Asian stereotypes and kind of wanting that white validation. And so then I came up with this composition, which kind of a more cartoony vibe, and my older self looking back at this memory of when I was on a soccer team. And when I was on the soccer team, I always was the one to pick up shit after practice, pick up the cones, bag the soccer balls without question. I was like the nice kid. I didn't even talk. I don't think, like I said words sometimes, but like I just hated talking. And so it was just weird. Like my teammates they have no idea who I was as a person. At school, I was known as like the loud, kind of weird, like fun kid. But on my soccer team, I was just quiet, stoic, serious all the time. No one asked me or shoved me into the position where I had to pick up the cones and stuff after practice, but I realized that I wasn't being nice in the situation. I was more so like degrading myself, I guess. I wanted to also express that theme in this piece of me being like the Mr. Nice Guy and never really having respect for myself and what I wanted. And then I came across this video of Nicki Minaj saying this.
So if I turn up to a photo shoot and you got a $50 clothes budget and some sliced pickles on board, you want to know what? No, I am going to leave. Is that wrong? Wanting more for myself, wanting people to treat me with respect? But you know what? Next time they know better. But had I accepted the pickle juice, I would be drinking pickle juice right now.
And that was super inspiring. So then my idea evolved more into the final piece. And then from that sketch, I took it into my iPad on Procreate, and then I sketched over the whole thing again, outlined it, and repositioned some things to fit a landscape composition. I also want to hop on really quickly and talk about the thank you bag that's on my face. Now, the thank you bag originated in, I think, Chinatown, or at least had a really special significance towards Chinatown, and so I wanted that to be over my face, almost suffocating me. How fun, to further convey this idea of white validation and me putting on a more Asian persona than I am. And then from there, I transferred onto my canvas. After I sketched everything, I went over with a kneaded eraser over my canvas to kind of lighten up those dark pencil lines that I had for the sketch. And then I went in with a red watered down acrylic paint for the underpainting. I'm not sure exactly why underpaintings are super important, but I learned from my art teacher that you should always have an underpainting because those colors from the underpainting will seep through in the end. Also, a quick disclaimer, this is not supposed to be any hate towards my soccer teammates. Like, they were fine, they were chill, I'm pretty sure they're good people. I was actually pretty close with two of them, but after I left, I didn't get into contact with anyone else from the team. Just because, again, I didn't talk on the team. And also the circumstances and environment that I was in, where I felt pressured to conform to those stereotypes, I guess, was not only my own mentality, but a sign of a bigger issue in American society that might have manifested its way into my soccer teammates, but it's not about them specifically. Yeah. Hello. I have a little predicament right now. I'm debating whether I use this pre-made green for the shadows or if I have to remake the green. I really like this shade. I really like this shade of green and I don't want to waste it, but I also don't want to risk having too little paint and having to redo all the green to make it consistent. So I'll just flip a coin mentally. heads is stick with the plastic green, and tails is make a new one. Oh my god, I'm so smart. I literally just came up with this. I'm gonna use this green and make a darker green with this green so that I don't waste paint and I have more paint. Why am I so smart? So now we're gonna enter the little Q&A portion of this video. I would like to do Q&As because it's a bit more personal when I do these videos and I get to talk with y'all. So the first question is pancakes or waffles? People always answer this question. It's literally waffles. I don't understand how you can like pancakes. There's no crispiness to them, no nothing. They're so bland. Yeah, gross. The next question is from my friend Isabel, and she asked, favorite song at the moment? Right now, everyone is talking about the song Driver's License. I think it's okay. I think it's pretty good. But my favorite song that I'm listening to right now is Puppet by Tyler, the Creator on his Igor album. I think it's so good. On repeat, his verse is so good in the beginning. Wow. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Someone else asks, which coffee is the best? Right now, I have an espresso machine at my house because my sister got one for free on accident. I don't know how that happened. I just have the Nespresso with oat milk by Oatly. I know Oatly is canceled, but at the same time, they were the only one that my mom bought, so that's my excuse for drinking Oatly, and they also taste really good. A couple questions on my favorite painting thus far, and I always like to say that my most recent painting is my favorite one, so I'd have to say that this one is my favorite. I really like the color scheme in this piece, and I also like the cartoon vibes. I feel like a lot of my other pieces are like kind of demonic or have this very dark undertone, and although this piece has like this similar feel, it's a lot more lighthearted, and it feels like when a cartoon addresses really dark topics, and I kind of like the juxtaposition of that. Another one asks, what are you watching at the moment? If you look closely at the lower right hand corner of the screen, there's literally Schitt's Creek going on. Schitt's Creek is such a good show. I think it's so funny. It addresses some issues in a great way, and it's really entertaining. It goes by really quick, and you can have it in the background while you literally do anything. And the storyline is super easy to follow, and it's just a great cast and all around a great show. The last question asks, how do you gain followers when you first create an art account on Instagram? Now, I have no idea how I did this before. I think I just try to find a really strong niche and post consistently. I literally posted like 3 times a day on Instagram when I first started Thumbpaint. But other than that, I think I would just start on TikTok first because TikTok is the easiest platform to blow up on, and then I would just cross promote to Instagram because TikTok is such a powerful app. Also, I would just be consistent when you're posting and also have a good style. A lot of times when you post art on Instagram, it's good to have a consistent theme and style. Also, when you pick your niche to be in an art community, the art community is so large. You have to pick sub niches within that, whether it's you only draw cartoons, you only draw animes, you only draw realistic portraits of celebrities, that's really huge, or you draw like super demonic things. Posting art that's kind of random that you make throughout your day and stuff like that doesn't always work, but it's always just fun to post things and have your own collection and like own little portfolio and memory book of what you made in the past. I think that's really important too when you create Instagram, is to do it for yourself, because followers are fun and all, but in the end they don't mean anything if you're not happy with what you're creating. And so I would just take that to heart and do what you want to do. Funny part about this, the most detailed piece in it was supposed to be the face and the hands, and while there is a lot of detail and like more realistic elements in them, it took the shortest amount of time. It took me about, I think, 3 hours to do the face and the hands with oil paints, but the acrylic cartoon characters and the landscape took me more than 10 hours for sure. Like, it was a long time to try to get those clean lines, and they still weren't that clean. This is the final product. I hope you guys like this painting. I know it's my favorite one thus far. I love the vibes. If I was to fix one part of the piece, I would make the needle more prominent and make it have more highlights in the whites. I don't have a title for this piece yet, but a working title would be thanks to me and then just a ... It was trying to play off of the idea of how it's kind of my own doing, my own choices, my own lacking self-respect, but that was it. So that was the final piece. I'm not sure if this was a helpful video. I'll probably have to film this again and redo a couple things, but yeah, this is like a different type of video. but I thought it was good so you guys understand my processes, get to know me a little better. So I guess that's the end of the video. If you like this video, please like it. If you could relate to this or have any tips for me to do, I'm always learning from everyone. So if you have any tips and tricks you do for portfolio pieces, let me know in the comments. If you like my content, subscribe. And I think that's it for the video, y'all. That's the end of the video.